Hi everyone. Good news and bad news. Gender studies are officially banned from Hungarian universities, and the bad news is that I've lost my job. First, I will start with the good news that gender studies are officially considered as pseudoscience and are banned from the Hungarian universities. That's the first time I give credit to Orban and their government, because now they dared to state something which is completely okay and which completely fits their ideology and agenda, and now they dare to do it. So congratulations, Viktor Orban, because finally you did something what you said before. So yeah, keep it up. But it's also a win for GI Hungary, because we were the only movement in Hungary who dared to speak about this problem, who addressed this problem, and who wanted to achieve something. So in the last semester we ran a campaign against this, and the steps was these. First, we made an article about why gender studies are bad with 21 scientific source. A well built up article was this. So now we made a basis to our actions. Then in our weekly podcast, our activists spoke about why is it a problem to have gender studies on the universities. And then when the ideological basis was done for the action, we made a huge banner action against gender studies on the building of the university. You can see the whole video on the Generation Identity Hungary's YouTube channel. I will link it below. But the title was like a Hungarian pun, which means to be false is a genderly thing, or how to translate. It's really hard to translate. So if I have Hungarian watcher, please translate this on a good way, this title on the banner. And with the banner action, we haven't finished anything, because on the next day we went there with an info point, we spread flyers, we spoke to the students, and we continued this campaign. And after this, we kept speaking about this, and we organized an open meeting, a discussion night, and everyone could join to us. So we brought it to the level of the people, and now after 6 months, we achieved that now it's finally banned. Of course, we have to say that it wasn't banned in a nice way, because Hungarian government left only 24 hours for universities to respond their idea, which is, okay, in a way not correct, but why would we discuss something which is not science? I mean, yeah, I'm a free speech advocate, so okay, why not in the deepest caves of taverns, or I don't know, on the streets they could organize whatever they want, or in the discussion meetings and stuff, but now universities, it's just not for there. So it's an absolute meta-political win for GI Hungary, and that's why I encourage every activist and every non-activist to be active, because as you see, we can achieve it. If we are fighting, we keep fighting, then yeah, changes are made. People usually give it up after, oh, I tried it and after one day nothing happened. That took half year, but we made it. Just like GI Austria, they struggled for years, and now they have a populist right-wing government. So yeah, this is the meta-politic, and this win is much more sweeter than if you win on the next day, because yeah, you struggled a lot for this. And now the bad news. I mean, bad news for me, because the leftists, when I tweeted about it, I don't know, there are 150 comments, and they were so happy that finally I was fired from my workplace, and I should be even killed. So yeah, these are the tolerant and, I don't know, very liberal and free speech advocates of the left side. I won't tell you the exact workplace I had, because I won't sink to the level of those who achieved to fire me, because I don't want to bring it to a personal level. I keep it only on professional one. First, I must say that I do love this job, because it was related to my degree. It was yeah, a really uplifting job every day. I loved to go there, and it was really fun to work there. But people made a really toxic air inside this workplace. In the first few weeks, there was no problem. We worked together. Okay, the only thing which was a bit, I don't know, weird, that I didn't get any training, any proper training. At first I thought that, okay, I will learn it by doing, which is, yeah, that's fine, that's how you learn things. But then weeks passed, and they didn't say if I made a mistake or if I do something wrong. So I made my routine, everyday routine, I did my job, and there was no complaints to my work. So that means, even my boss said that, yeah, my work was fine. So it was 100% done. So the problem was not this. During the first weeks, I felt that my colleagues became colder and colder, and yeah, it became toxic. And after 1 month, the bullying started, which I'm not a sensitive guy, but there is difference between bullying and between just joking. Because yeah, of course, I had very good colleagues with I could joke about everything, but then after a few weeks they started to bring up my political beliefs, or let's say not my real political beliefs, but what they thought that I believe in. And which I must state as well, that I completely separated political life from my workplace, because I go there to earn money, to do my job, and beside this I do the civilian activism, which is completely separate. So they brought it together. After time I heard back rumors that I'm a neo-fascist, I'm a racist, I'm whatever. So this completely stupid and lies. And then I had to deal with these. Because when I tried to tell them that, hey guys, I'm not a white supremacist, I'm not a racist, I'm not a neo-Nazi, then they just said that, oh yeah, that's why you were banned from Facebook. So they found it as an evidence that I am, I don't know, whatever they thought, that I've been banned from Facebook and everything else. So yeah, so due to I was censored, they thought that, oh yes, they were right, and this guy is really neo-Nazi or whatever. So every day I went into my workplace, I heard these rumors back from, I don't know, third level colleagues or whoever, and they started to bully me every day. Why are you a Nazi, Abel? And I couldn't tell them that, hey, I have plenty of videos, I have plenty of articles written, I don't know, whatever, just read them, watch them. I even sent them that, hey, and stop it. But I didn't stop, and which is very important as well, that on the very first time they brought up these political beliefs, I told them that, okay, after working hours, outside the gates, we're going to talk about it until dawn. I can tell you everything about this. Do you think they lived with this chance? So they kept continuing to undercut my reputation and everything. And with this, and they didn't give feedback about my job, I thought that, okay, I do everything fine. I have problems with a few of my colleagues, but whatever, we can go on. So when the time came to speak with my boss about if my contract will be extended or not, he told me that, oh, sorry, we won't extend your contract because, well, they didn't want to say it. Why? Just won't. And then I lived the opportunity to tell him about this political bullying and stuff. And he was completely shocked about that this happened. And then we realized that every of my mistakes is because no one born into a job, you have to learn it and so on, makes mistakes. But if you don't tell them, hey, that this was a mistake, then whatever, they won't learn about it, they can't correct themselves. So yeah, so my boss was completely shocked about this. And yes, we realized that every of my mistakes were over-exaggerated. They really, during weeks, they undercut my reputation in the complete workplace. So I only had, I don't know, a few colleagues who realized that these are just rumors and fake news, but the rest believed it, and yeah, it made me really toxic here. So with this, I can't sue them, of course, because so at the end, we agreed with my boss that, okay, he won't change his decision, because long term it won't work for them and for me as well. So yeah, that's how it ended up, and that's what I wanted to speak about. And I really won't mention the workplace, and don't ask it in the comments, because that just don't bring it to a personal level. And now I already hear the questions that how did I know that these are leftist activists? Of course, I checked their background and everything, just like they did, or they didn't. And yeah, I realized that these are activists of leftist parties and leftist organizations. And though they couldn't have fired me, like on the West, that so it wasn't a path for them that say that, hey, Abel is a fascist, fire them. But they just undercut my work and everything else. So it was a very disgusting way of getting me out from this workplace. So all in all, there was no complaints to my job from my boss and from my colleagues, who was not on my political side, but they were intelligent enough to measure my work and not my beliefs. So they said that, yeah, you're doing your job fine, but there was a plot against you. And it's not a joke, this is something happens even in Hungary, where we had this third cycle right-wing government. That's what we call this deep state or whatever. And it was in Budapest. It happens. If they can't fire you due to political beliefs, they will find another way to kick you out. So yes, now I will try to stand on my own foot to avoid situations like this, because otherwise they are just undercut you in your private life as well. So that's how the left do. So that's what we must avoid. We have spine, we are straight, and yeah, we just have to retreat forward. So that was the whole story of the gender studies. So it was a win, and the job, it was a lose. But on long term, these are 2 wins. So that's why keep on the struggle, and yeah, keep fighting, everyone, and join to your local GI. What I always have to say, because you see that even in Hungary, things like this happen. So that's why we have a really long path in front of us. So yeah, just go through it, never retreat, and if you have to retreat, then do it forward. See you next time, because I wanted to make a video about Viktor Orban, who's he, and why he's not the savior of Europe. But yeah, these were kind of actual things, so this overrode my original plan, but I will make that video about Orban as well. So subscribe, like the video, and share, and yeah, learn from my situation. And I don't know what would be the correct solution, because I really didn't speak about politics in my place. Maybe I should have, but whatever. So keep on the fighting, keep on the struggle, and see you next time. Bye.